Hello, Kenneth Hunter, and with me I have...
Hello everyone, Mark Boyd.
Today we're going to talk about a topic we've had a lot of people asking us about, which is, how can cellular networks be utilized differently between different sized businesses? Because, Mark, small businesses with small footprints versus large facilities with many employees are quite different, right?
Very different. So the business size comes with a different variety of challenges. Your smaller businesses maybe have less networking concerns or requirements than your larger businesses with hundreds of employees. So we're going to walk you through a couple different solutions and how they apply to those different business sizes and the requirements and challenges they're facing.
That's a good point, because one size doesn't fit all. All right, the first instance we're going to talk about today is a small business, a small office which has 3-4 people, maybe no more than 10, small square footage. This is typical with startups and small businesses. And then from that, Mark is going to tell you what type of cellular solution is usually a good fit for this and why.
So as Ken pointed out, with a small business environment, it's usually not a lot of employees, not a lot of physical connected devices. Wi-Fi is going to be a huge component of the requirements because most of the end user's devices are to be connected using that interface. So with a device like our FWA02 with 2.5 gigabit Ethernet ports, you have the ability to connect a few of your devices physically in your small office, but also you have the Wi-Fi 6, which is going to provide the very high speeds, high reliability, and many connected clients utilizing Wi-Fi 6.
That makes a lot of sense because they're going to need Wi-Fi, few connections, and lots of speed. Now we're going to move on to what about that next size office?
So moving on from your small business environment into your more mid-size grade enterprise business, we are facing more challenges as you grow your actual location size. Instead of maybe from one office, now you have multiple offices, possibly multiple floors. As mentioned, there are more requirements, more challenges, possibly more networking equipment that's required to fulfill those requirements. Ken, what kind of networking solution would you recommend for that type of mid-sized business setup environment?
So for that mid-sized business setup, everything starts in the IT closet. For facilities supporting, 50 or more people, with multiple office rooms, floors, you're going to usually have some type of router and a firewall. You're going to have maybe a switch, maybe two, and then this is where you're going to want to bring in a 5G solution like the ER805. This is going to either provide your primary internet connection, or as I said, for a larger facility, you probably already have some type of cable network there, some type of fiber. So again, now you can also utilize for a failover solution. You have your existing network, you can add more, you can make it more stable, and then by having more Ethernet ports than like Mark was showing us on the FWA, you can connect more switches, more stuff, you can manage your VLANs, you can have a more distributed network to cover everything. And of course, Wi-Fi in the IT closet has its benefits, but you're going to need access points. It's still part of the cellular solution because whether it's cellular failover or primary internet, you're still going to want to keep up your network, such as like with our InHand access points. And again, for these type of facilities, you're going to look at maybe one or two to cover your guest areas, your working spaces, because Wi-Fi in the IT closet is not going to be a great idea. All right, the third instance we're going to talk about is a larger facility, a hybrid, a large branch, right? And these large branches, usually we're looking at tens of thousands of square feet. So you're going to have lobbies and entrances where you're going to want to have access points for, dedicated guest and lobby type area Wi-Fi. And then also, like we mentioned before, everything from upstairs, multi-floors and levels to additional office space, ranging from engineers working, support operations, logistics. You're going to run into more things which are going to need dedicated access points to support those and separate your network, and then even operational connectivity, but kitchen areas and other stuff that's not tied to specifics. And with that, there's also warehouses and more industrialized spaces in these same facilities. So warehouses, this is another common thing you're going to run into, where they have multiple tight turns, corners, lots of metal, cinder block. This is a part for IT that is critical for operations, right? Not just for maintaining your inventories and stuff, but for the logistics to get them out. You're going to want to have dedicated access points within those facilities because, again, signal coming from your office space, from your lobby areas, getting into these more shielded areas is going to become a problem, so you need that dedicated resource. And since we're talking about the connectivity and all these access points, all this stuff, you're going to also want to have cellular or other WANs coming in from the outside, which is where we get into outdoor equipment. So outdoor equipment, as I mentioned before, usually on the roof of a facility, sometimes mounted to the wall, mounted to the side. This is how you deal with these areas with lots of metal, thick cinder block brick to bring in connectivity. You might have your cable providers coming from the outside, but again, using outdoor equipment is going to allow you to bring in that high-speed networking. You simply run an Ethernet cable and you can drop it into the IT closet, where now you're going to start dealing with more stuff to go with your switches and multiple WANs. And then in the IT closet, right, now we're going to, as I said, deal with multiple WANs. So you're going to have your cable, right, which is coming from, one of the cable ISPs. You're going to have that connected into some type of router to manage multiple WANs. We have the ER805 in this case. You're going to take your connection from your outdoor unit, right, tie it in there, and now you're going to have both primary connectivity that's managed through a unified platform, multiple WANs for that primary network, and then a 5G failover on the inside as well, so you can do out-of-band management or keep critical systems up.